Hello, precious one. I bring you greetings. Um, I bring you greetings, right? So I'm just going to talk to you about something very important. I believe that after this message, your life it would revolutionize your life and your way of thinking. A lot of us have been lied to. A lot of us have been misconstrued, and so we don't really know what to do in times of problems. Now, a lot of pastors and prophets say they hear from God, right? They say they hear the voices of God, and sometimes they say God spoke to me, or God said this to me, or God did this to me. And then you wonder why you're not able to hear God's voice, but other people are able to hear God's voice. I'm one person that hears from God, and I've shared it countless number of times on this channel how I heard God's voice and all of that. But I'm here to really teach you what is actually happening. A lot of people have not been sharing the truth, but I'm here to share the truth because hey, I'm here to let you learn. Now, the brain, okay, and the brain is such that when God created us, right, He gave us all the self-service mechanisms. Okay, so when your body senses danger, it knows it. When the gives us a sense of smell, so when something smells bad, you could smell it. It's a defense mechanism. Your sense of seeing, when you see danger, it's a sense of defense mechanism. Your sense of hearing, it's a defense mechanism. Your sense of feeling and then touch is a sense mechanism. If something hurts you, you know it hurts, and so it hurts so bad, so you're not like, hey, it hurts. It's a defense defense mechanism, and all these things are inbuilt within us. Then there's the brain power. Now the brain actually acts as the voice of God within us, and I'm here to let you know what's actually happening. So the prophets and the pastors who say they hear from God do not actually hear audible voices from God. What they hear is a still small voice. That's what they call it. So it's actually your internal subconscious mind or your internal mind speaking to you. So it's like a thought. So it comes in the process of a thought. Like you're not hearing an audible voice talking to you, but what you're hearing is something saying something to you. Oh, like for instance, like when you want to do evil and something is telling you do it and something is telling you not to do it. They are still small voice. It's not an audible voice, but it's a still small voice. And that's what a lot of pastors and prophets and whatever, that's what they hear, right? So nobody is hearing an audible voice. Of course, there are times, and I've heard an audible voice before, but that's also there's a part of the brain, is a part of the brain work, and I'm going to show you why is the brain. Now, when you train your brain to a point, or when you heighten your ability to reason, so the brain, what the brain does is that it does logical reasoning, analytical reasoning, and is able to predict even into the future. Now, it's so analytical that it can project and predict into the future based on certain arithmetic calculations that the brain can do. Now, the brain is wired with electrodes. It has there's electrical waves, waves going around the brain, right? So this is what is happening when you train your brain to a point where it becomes very analytical. You can project or say things about the future and it'll come to pass, and people think, oh, you're a prophet. There is no such. I keep telling people there's no such thing as prophet. There's no such thing as these religion and all these things. They came to fulfill a task, but the truth is that before religion came, the brain had always been in existence, right? So this is what is happening now. When you need something from God, right? God is not coming down to talk to you or to speak to you. I know you've read the Bible and it says a lot of things. I'm not debunking it, but I'm telling you what is happening in real life. Somebody says something, says everything that happened in the Bible only happened in the Bible, right? All the miracles you see, it's only in the Bible, but you're not seeing it in real life. Now I'm not talking debunking it, and I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that's true. All I'm saying is that we're in the real world, and let's talk about what happens in the real life. And I'm sharing what my experiences has taught me, and I believe that it was going to be a help to you. Now, fast forward. Let's go. Now, the brain is able to do a lot of analytics, right? I remember a long time ago, a lady came to me. She's like, oh, she came to me, all right. Just after seeing her, I looked at her and I knew her problem. So I told her, I was like, hey, you're in a relationship, you want a child, you don't have a child, and a lot of prophets have been telling you that you're having spiritual marriages and blah 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 because you dream and you dream of people. She was amazed. She was like, whoa, how did you know? How did you know? It's true. Everything you're saying, man of God, is true. God did not speak to me. I looked at her, and because I have wired and trained my brain and my analytical ability so much, just by looking at her eyes, her mannerism, her eagerness, the anxiousness within her, I was able to tell that this was her problem, because similar people have had experiences with similar people with similar experiences with similar mannerisms. So I was able to tell. So all your prophet, all the prophets that you've seen, majority of them are using that brain power to predict into the future, to predict that, and that's what is being done. Like for instance, Prophet El Bernard or whatever, who has been making accurate prophecy, and all of a sudden he prophesies about some elections and flag bearership, and then he loses. It's not that he's a false prophet. He's not a false prophet. But what he doesn't know is that it has always been his brain power in activation. All the prophecy that he's doing is because of the fact that he has heightened his brain analytical power to the point where he is able to predict and see things and analyze, and all of them come to pass. Is the brain. Now we have inventions created, right, that are able to tell whether it's going to rain or not rain. Okay, like for instance, there are a lot of technology. Now let me just do an example. Alexa, what is the weather for tomorrow?
Good afternoon, Israel. Here's the forecast for tomorrow in West Haven. Look for mostly sunny weather, with a high of 82 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 60 degrees. If you'd like, I can get your day started with motivational quotes and more. Would you like to enable this routine?
Yes.
I wasn't able to create your routine. Check out the Alexa app to create your own.
Okay, Alexa, thank you. Stop. All right. So this device is even. Alexa, stop. So this device that I have is even able to tell me about what's going to happen in the future. Okay. So based on the analytics or the calculations done within the atmosphere, and the fact that it's able to, the source is deriving the source from the weather forecast, and is able to tell me what's going to happen tomorrow. You understand? Whether it's going to be sunny, whether it's going to be hot, it would give me the temperature in my area, right? The same thing happens to the brain. The brain is so analytical that it can be able to predict into the future, project into the future, make analysis of things that happened in the past, things that happen in the present. That's the brain power. So when you need something from God, it's not God going to come down. God is not going to come down and be like, my son, come listen to me. I have no. This is what's going to happen. When you want to hear something from God, or when you want to hear something from the brain power which God has imputed into you, so it helps you to become who God wants you to become, all you got to do is go sit down and meditate. Like, be in a calm posture and try to ask yourself, ask God. I mean, God is not speaking to you, but you've already wired yourself that God speaks to people from heaven. But just say whatever it is, whether God of the universe or God. I'm like, God, I'm confused. Help me. Help me to understand. Now, as you meditate and as you calm your nerves down, what's going to happen is that you may hear a still small voice giving you direction. Now, the brain is always supposed to give you an answer. If your brain power does not give you an answer to any solution, it means you're dead, because the brain is supposed to give you answers. That's the presence of God in man. That's because God cannot speak to us on a daily, that He gave us the brain. Sometimes people are praying, and then all of a sudden all they hear is, I am with you. God will make a way. Now, when you hear those voices, I'm with you, God will make a way. Calm, be nerved, be calm. Don't worry, I'm with you. You are gone. It means that your ability to think and your brain's ability to work has been diluted. And that's what's happening. A lot of people are so religious, they're reading Bibles and not reading anything. Now, what helps your brain power to be able to help you in your day-to-day activity is when you read books, when you learn from people's experiences. You read people's storybooks, you read biography of people, you read science books, you read biology books, you read things like of that nature. Now, what's going to happen is, it's just like ChatGPT. Now, the more you feed your brain with a lot of information, your brain is able to route through all the informations and give you help when the need arises. So like ChatGPT is gonna route through all the web history, all the information, all the other sources, and then it would do an analytical and algorithm. The algorithm would do some logical reasonings and give you the correct answer which you desire. That's how the brain works. The brain works in that regard. Like it would go route through all the things you have studied. So if you're always reading Bible, reading Quran, reading Bible, reading Quran, and you have no logical knowledge, you have no information, it's always going to route through the Bible verses that you have been reading and share things with you, and you think it's God speaking to you, but it's not God. So you hear voices like, "Oh, I'm with you. Don't worry. Calm down, God. I'm with you. I'll take you to the expected." These are all things that are as a result of the fact that you have diluted your brain with too much religion and stuff, and it will never help you. Now, the moment you see yourself in that state, stop, fine tune your mind, and start reading very productive things, materials. Start reading books, start reading people's experiences, start reading logical books. Now, when you start doing that, the brain has two quarters. It's called we have the subconscious mind and conscious mind. The subconscious mind will take notice of all the things that you're reading, right? And in a time where you're in need, the subconscious mind can be able to activate some of the information that is within your long-term or short-term memory, and then help you to become what you're designed to become. But never have it at the back of your mind that God is out there speaking to people and not speaking to people. If God speaks to me and doesn't speak to you, he's not being fair, right? But God is not an unjust God. Even your Bible says it. So it's not like God is unjust. He speaks to everybody, but he speaks to us through the brain. It's only the brain is the only way you can know what God wants from us. And it starts off by you reading material, reading experiences, reading, because God has given us all the self-service mechanism. Now, how many of you have had injury on your hand and have seen God coming down from heaven to heal that injury? God doesn't do that. You would have to mend that injury by going to the hospital, or maybe putting some medication on it, Gentian violet on it, and then healing yourself. That's how it has always been in this universe. God is not speaking to anybody from heaven. So the books and the Bible and the religious book is kind of diluting the flow, the real flow of the human life, and how we're supposed to metamorphose in this cosmos. So you got to be very careful when you read and what you study. Read book, read scientific book, read health book, read stuff. And the moment you start reading and you need something from God, read relationship books. Okay? Or what is going to happen is that when you're caught up in a relationship thing, God is just going to, your brain power would speak to you through that knowledge or that source of wisdom. Okay? The word, God speaks to us, my brother, my sister. God speaks to us, but he does not speak to us the way you people think he does. The Bible way of he speaking and coming down and the clouds opening, it only happened in the Bible. I'm sorry, but it will never happen. It has never happened, and it will never happen in this life. Let's be real. Most of these books that you're reading are books from Atrahasis, Mahabharata, the Epic of Gilgamesh. These are all books that are how do you call them, mythological books, including most of the books in the Bible. But when you're talking about in real sense, in real life, and what really happens in this life, this is what I'm telling you about. Like, be very analytical. Okay, work on your brain power. Your brain is what leads. Your brain is what directs. Your brain is what makes you know God is speaking to you. God doesn't speak to us through anything. He speaks to us through our brain. Now, the brain has electrical waves, signals, and is able to do many powerful things. If only you know how. So the more you fine tune, the more you train your brain, the more it makes you feel so scary, because you can tell things, you can predict things, you can say things, and people are like, oh, God is with him. No, it's just the brain at its work. Scientists have been able to discover the brain, artificial intelligence. They know of how do you call it, emotional quotient, IQ, intelligent quotient. Now there are a lot of other stuff that they don't even know about. And the brain has so much capacity. So use your brain, okay? And whenever you want to hear from God, don't be like, I'm going to the church to hear from the priest, to hear from a prophet. No. Don't let somebody speak to you from his brain, right? All you gotta do is just sit down in the comfort of your home and ask yourself. And I know a lot of people are so religious, they'll be like, oh God, and God is not speaking to you, but let's say your brain is acting like God. And until ask your brain to tell you what you're supposed to do. The brain is going to analyze it based on the moral compass, based on the good compass, based on the predictive compass that's going to help your life and give you the answer which you desire. But just know that God does not speak to people the way you speak. And about it being audible. Now, when you train your brain, it becomes so real to a point where you would hear an audible voice of God. I've heard an audible voice of God before. And the funny thing is, the voice that I heard was not like the voice that a lot of people. I don't have schizophrenia. I don't have any psychological problem. But the voice that I heard, a lot of people would feel okay, like man of God, like, did you hear it like the way it's in the movies? Oh, my son, thou art God, I am God. No, that's not what I heard. But what I heard was um, my own voice speaking to me, and I was hearing my own voice in a loud sense, like the way I'm talking to you. My senses were alive, and I was hearing my own voice. It leads me to understand that it was sorry, it's to do with the brain power, right? Sorry. I'll just end here. I'll just end here and kind of have some thing going on. That's why my voice is like this. But I will end here, and all I want you to do is to work on your mind. Okay, train your mind. Don't be misled by religion. Telling you, if somebody would be religious, it should be me. But I'm not telling you to be religious. I'm telling you to use your brain power. Catch you next time, and see you again. Cheers.